Bolivia, Argentina, Cuba, Costa Rica, teams like that. Adds to the flavor.
It does, it definitely does.
Well, this should be a tasty match right here. As we now get set for the men's team gold medal match. And Italy out first. Italy, the number 2 seed. After a strong week of competition, Italy defeating Costa Rica by 10 in the quarterfinals, then knocking off India by 4 in the semifinals. India trying to join that fraternity, or excuse me, Italy trying to join that fraternity of teams that won gold medals this summer on the World Cup circuit. India did it in Shanghai. The USA did it in Antalya, and of course, Martin Damsbo and his teammates, Stefan Hansen and Patrick Larsson, got the job done in Wrocław back in August. The trio from Italy, of course, Sergio Pagni, being joined by Federico Pagnoni and Michel Nencioni, as Anastasio now goes into the coach's box and returns the favor for Sergio Pagni and company. Meanwhile, the United States comes in as the top seed. USA drew a bye in the quarterfinals and then defeated Venezuela by 5 in the semifinals. USA going for its second men's team gold medal this summer. As we mentioned a moment ago, they did win on Coney Beach in Antalya back in, boy, it seems like a long time ago, back in May, I think it was, Martin.
Ages ago.
It's been a long season that included the World Championships in Copenhagen in the middle of the summer. That's Big Steve Anderson with a kiss, I think, for his wife Linda Ochoa up in the stands. Braden Gellenthien in the middle, and of course Rio Wilde, the Honey Badger, on the right. Powerhouse team for both countries out there. And of course, we're looking at several archers who will be joining Martin Damsbo at the World Cup finals in Mexico City. Rio Wilde will be there, as will Sebastian Penaud, who competes later today in the men's gold medal match. We'll run down the lineups for Mexico City at the completion of this match. But first, some business to take care of. Italy and the United States. And Braden Gellenthien to lead off for the U.S. Braden, 29 years of age, 17th in the world, one of the best in the business, starts off strong. Now Steve Anderson, 6'7".
You're a tweener 10 at 10 o'clock.
Steve, 27 years old and 16th in the world. Picked up his first World Cup medal in Antalya, a team gold, and then won a bronze medal on his own in Wrocław last month. He veers off to the left with a 9. And now the Honey Badger, 3rd in the world. Still going strong at 41 years of age. Just a little low.
Just out at 5, like half a shaft.
But again, we've talked about this, Martin. You're trying to get a lay of the land on these opening shots.
Yes, the opening shots is actually almost the most important shots where you can get in your sight or at least get in your head for how the field is.
Sergio Pagni. The man who won back-to-back World Cup gold medals in 2009, 2010 in Copenhagen and in Edinburgh. Starts Italy off on the right foot with a 10. Pagnoni posts a 9. And now Michele Nencioni.
And left again.
Right target.
Excuse me, I think that was Pagnoni there on that 3rd shot.
Yep, next.
Definitely Braden Gellenthien.
Braden, he's on spot.
Braden, by his own admission, had a tough summer in 2014. Made some adjustments. after Copenhagen, has been shooting better.
Yes, X. Good job.
Wow.
Sweet spot.
Good job, Steve.
Almost unfair when he's tried to give. Also with Steve, it's really a high five.
That's what you call grouping.
Yeah, just on right there, just slide it.
Can Rio put it in the same spot?
X. Good job.
Tacks on another 10. Wow.
Tightest grouping of the day. Now pressures on Italy. Just know when you're up against the Americans, you are not allowed to shoot nines. So
Pagnoni puts it in the center circle. And it's interesting to see Italy will lead off with Sergio Pagni and then have him switch an anchor in each end.
and he's the most experienced archer there, so they take his first arrow as good shooting. His first arrow as the most comfort and most secure for the team to be relaxed to shoot, and also he's the one that closes the party.
And he can tie it up right here with a 10, which is usually where his arrow winds up.
6
Steady,
seconds left.
calm. Look at that.
Nice shooting.
Not a care in the world. I wonder what his heart rate is. I would imagine
No
not
idea.
very high.
Doesn't look very high, no.
No. And I would love to see when they pull those arrows just how close those last 3 arrows by the United States were to each other.
There's not many mills between
No.
them.
Not much separation between those last 3 arrows. That being said, though, as impressive as that was, Italy keeping pace right with the United States. We're tied at 58 all after the first end. Good, strong end here in Medellin, Colombia. Stage 4, 2015 Archery World Cup Tour, along with Denmark's Martin Damsbo. I am Carl Arke, and we hope you're enjoying our live shot-by-shot coverage of Stage 4 here in Medellin. Take a look at the knocks. No knocks on either of these teams, figuratively speaking. Literally, yes.
Gana 2.37 al equipo de Venezuela, 2.32. Y Italia, en cuartos de finales, gana
Definitely shorts and shirt sleeve weather here in Medellin. As you get a look at the site there, got to get that bubble right in the right spot, line up that
Line it up
pin.
for the target to make a good shot. Yeah.
That's where I have my troubles, Martin. I'm just getting the bubble in there and then lining up the pin, and by the time I do that, I'm exhausted.
And then it starts shaking, then you have 3 bubbles instead.
Exactly, and then my arrow hits the ceiling, and so that's why I'm here.
Have to start somewhere, right?
I think I've also started and finished.
Well, if we can't be with the good guys out there, we can be with the cool guys behind the screens here, right?
I am in the tent, yes. They're out there in the sun. How many pounds do you figure each one of these guys is pulling?
Most of them will be between
60?
55 to 60 pounds, most of them. Most men compounders shoot like 58 to 60 pound each.
Yeah, good
Here's
job.
Braden
Nice shot right there.
tacking on another 10. 87 wins in his illustrious career, a 71% winning percentage. Steve Anderson, 16th in the world rankings.
Dials it in.
Another excellent shot. They're loving it.
They're having fun.
Enjoying the moment, as is Mel Nichols. Rio trying to keep a smile on their face.
It's a long shot.
Right.
9.
Holds it for a little extra time, and it ends up in the 9. Rio with 117 wins in his career. Sergio with 103 victories down through the years. We're talking about some of the greatest who've ever picked up a bow and shot an arrow.
They've shot so many tournaments, won so much. It's hard to keep a count on.
Nencioni.
Attaccala con le
Nencioni,
Grande.
21 years old. Won a
Really?
team silver medal at the Indoor World Championships in
Cedric.
Nîmes in 2014.
9.
I'm sorry, you were saying.
I was just about to say that they were see if he could put on pressure on the Americans, but he dropped a 9 there, so now we're still back to square one. See Braden.
Pagnoni and Nencioni with back-to-back 9s as Braden just keeps pouring it on. Braden Gellenthien. Looking like the Braden Gellenthien of old. 2014 hit that dry spell, no individual medals. Admitted he had target panic, but certainly not now. Braden and Steve.
Let's get this one here.
The high fives.
Yeah, left axis, left side.
And Rio trying to recover from the 9 on his previous shot. I'd say so. I'd say he's back in form.
So pressure on Italy again.
It'll take 3 10s to tie it up and keep this match even. Pagnoni,
Just outside.
so close and yet so far.
Alle 4. Filo dal 10.
Federico
Bassa, pure l'altra era bassa,
only began competing internationally
Vede?
at stage 4 in Poland a year ago. Now Nencioni, who earned a pair of team bronze medals at the European Grand Prix in Bucharest. Oh, perfecto.
Nice X.
Sergio, 20 ora.
That's got to feel good. I don't care how many times you do it. It's got to feel good.
That's why we are there. That's why we practice so much to shoot those. So it's always nice. Sergio with 7 seconds left.
Pagni with 4 seconds to go releases
8.
and happens to the best of them.
Yeah, everything can happen. You don't want that to happen when you're up against the Americans.
You're just so surprised when it's somebody like Sergio Pagni who comes up with an 8. But it does happen, and it did happen. And as a result, the USA takes a 3-point advantage.
I'm not sure why Sergio was.
Of course, it wasn't just Sergio Pagni's 8, it was a couple of 9s as well that were left out there. And so Italy with 114 points, trailing by 3, midway through this men's team gold medal match here in Medellin, where it's approaching 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, middle of the night, wherever you are, we're glad to have you with us. Paige Pierce texting home the news that she won a bronze medal this morning, and she'll be back for more later this afternoon.
So time now for Team USA to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, and never look back.
So at the midway point, the United States, which is going for its 2nd team gold medal in men's competition this summer on the World Cup circuit, will take a 3-point lead into this 3rd end. Take a look at some of the equipment on these very sophisticated bows. Look at that stabilizer on Sergio's bow.
Good shot.
Back in the
in
middle.
10,
10 di riga.
and they need it.
Bene.
That 8 was just an aberration.
But yeah, again, everything happens out there. It just takes a little bit off, and then bye-bye.
And it all counts.
Nencioni.
Nencioni,
A 1 centimetro dal 10.
Michela with the 9.
Alle 6.
Which brings us up to Pagnoni.
9.
Sei ancora basso, alle 8.
Pagnoni
need some tens against the strong team from USA.
So an opportunity for the United States to add to the lead, which was 3 going into this end.
Yeah, good shot. About 10 o'clock.
Braden is on
Braden
fire.
Gellenthien, yes, he is hotter than the asphalt in Abu Dhabi in the summer.
Didn't look too happy about it, but it went in.
Braden Gellenthien has not missed so far today. He's had 5 shots and 5 tens.
Good
And the USA is putting the pedal to the metal. As our friend Mark Chavit just said, here in the venue.
9.
You can't bring a knife to a gunfight, can you, Martin?
Alle 4.
It's a hard one then.
Levi il braccio, ancora deve arrivare alla
The other
freccia.
guys are shooting tens. You got to keep pace.
Especially when you're in this kind of medal matches. You need
Sì,
like that. You need
Just
more of
like
those.
that.
Yep,
Di riga.
A few more of those. Just do that.
exactly.
Yeah,
You know how to do it.
nothing
Put
to
them
it.
in.
Devo vedere dove stanno.
You know, especially against the Americans, you're lucky if they drop a few points and
Pagni
back in the game. Yeah.
Grandi ragazzi.
drops it in the 10 ring again. So a strong finish for Italy here in the 3rd end. Will the Americans falter? I think not.
You're in at 7 o'clock.
6 shots on the day so far for Braden Gellenthien, and all 6 have been tens. That's got Steve Anderson fired up.
Nice strong shot, Rio. Yep.
Now the man from Pocatello, Idaho.
Plenty of time for him to make a good shot.
9.
Just low. They
The
can
U.S.
afford
still
it.
picks up 2 points in this end.
They can afford it.
Number 3, 59.
See Mel using his spotting scope there also every time to clear the spotting the archers' arrows, because the archers can't see the arrows from the line. There's a little small screen down on the bottom of the shooting line, but it's really hard to judge the close calls.
So Mel Nichols making sure and informing his troops. There's Italy in a tough spot right now, trailing by 5 with only 6 arrows left to go. Sergio Pagni.
Fino all'ultimo non è detto. Voi fate il
Need a
suo
dustpan.
poi
Yeah,
Need to be
just-
cleared the lens.
ci pensate.
Just look through here, line that shot up, be steady with it.
So easy when we sit here, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's easy to be the armchair quarterback,
Exactly.
so to speak.
So even the runners are giving a hard work pulling the arrows out.
So a 5-point lead right now for Team USA. 6 arrows away from picking up the gold medal, which would be their 2nd of the season. The first one coming on Conialti Beach in Antalya, way back at stage 2 in May. The end of May, beginning of June. So a big mountain to climb for Italy here in the Andes. Surrounded by tall mountains here in Medellin. Italy has to scale a peak to get back into this match.
9.
Just
Un millimetro
Just a
fuori
tad
qualche
high.
giorno. Potrebbe anche toccare, se.
So Sergio Pagni trying to get his team kick-started,
Giorno, proprio
but it drifts high on him. Now Nencioni.
9.
Sotto, alle 4. Sì, ma sei vicino. Sei vicino.
Can
alle 4.
Pagnoni do better?
Sì.
See.
It's,
Alle 3. Alle 3. Lascialo così.
see if Braden can keep it clean.
He's been clean through his first 6 shots.
9.
Just out.
I'll drop one there.
We jinxed him.
Sorry, Braden.
Shot, Steve.
Nobody's, well, sometimes people are perfect. Rio Wilde's been perfect many times. Braden Gellenthien's been perfect. You've been perfect. There are those days.
Yep. Good shot.
Steve Anderson's having a strong showing out here. Back to the Badger, who won a team silver medal in Poland just a month ago. Team gold and an individual bronze in Antalya
Good job.
at stage 2. Picked up the bronze medal at the World Cup finals in Lausanne last September. Last year in Switzerland.
9.
Basta, alle 4.
And again, Team Italy trying to soldier on. They had a little bit of the stomach flu bug go through their team. And as Martin's mentioned, had the competition for compound archers been held yesterday, Team Italy might not have been able to participate.
Alle 11.
So competing and participating under adverse conditions.
As far as I know, Steve had a little bit of the same. He was not all full for fight this morning either, but he's shooting great here, so really pulling it good.
Sì.
Sergio Pagnoni, or Sergio Pagni, excuse me. Now Braden. Gellenthien gets right back into the 10 ring.
Go, Steve.
Sono tirate bene, tutte vicine.
Braden Gellenthien, who's made changes to his setup, put more weight on his bow, changed from a back tension to a thumb release.
Yep.
More comfortable now, as is
He's
Steve
actually-
Anderson.
Braden's actually shooting the back tension release here.
Oh, he is shooting it here.
Again, it's depending on which feeling you have on the day, what you're shooting.
So you wake up in the morning and you go, okay.
Definitely on the practice field, you'll figure out what's on for today. Review his last error before the bronze medal match later on, and individually. Good
And that does it. In workmanlike fashion, Rio Wilde, Steve Anderson, Braden Gellenthien just keep pouring it on and pull away to a 7-point win, 234 to 227. An overpowering and commanding performance by the Americans here in the men's team gold medal match on Compound Sunday in Colombia. So the USA, much like India in that bronze medal match was tied up at 58 all. A very happy Linda Ochoa celebrating her husband's victory in the men's team gold medal match. Their honeymoon will continue in Mexico City next month, as Linda is one of the 7 archers who's qualified for the World Cup finals. But much like India in that men's team bronze medal match, they were tied to 58 all with Venezuela to start things off after the first end. United States was tied with Italy after the first end at 58 all, but then pulled ahead by 3 after the second end. Bumped that lead up to 5 after the third end, and they wind up winning by 7 points, 234 to 237.